welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemmy Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
FSAE or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot.
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough in Chrissy.
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
And learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Mental. And we are Everyone Racers. Welcome to a BEX 419 episode. Stay with us.
What does that mean, man?
What is that?
What?
That's a letter?
Yes.
Who?
So, the AC Ace, known as the chassis code BEX 419. It's one of those weirdly obscure footnotes in post-war sports car history where a simple number ties to real competition. See, BEX 419 was one of the iterations of the AC chassis. AC Ace campaigned the late 1950s American sports car racing. It was, of course, in SCCA regional events throughout the period when British lightweight roadsters were beginning to punch above their weight on U.S. circuits. The AC Ace itself is significant because it is the predecessor, or really just kind of the body that went around the AC Cobra, which had the same elegant aluminum body, tubular frame, front engine, rear-wheel drive layout that made it a favorite among privateer racers. While BEX 419 was never a headline dominating factory effort, its value lies in that privateer spirit. Cars like this would form the backbone of grassroots racing of the era, which was really the only racing of the era. Driven hard, modified pragmatically, and then entered wherever owners could compete. And that gives 419 legitimate racing provenance rather than numeric symbology or symbolic numerology.
It must have been a
Any of those
slow
things.
week.
It's not a slow week, it's just a weird number, 419. I mean,
I like that. That is an interesting. Did you know?
who did
Who's he
that?
did?
Do-do-do-do.
I did. It's either that
Excellent.
or tractor. One of those. That's what we found.
It's a British
Russian.
car.
Tractor.
It's a tractor.
a Russian Moog tractor.
Okay, well, not a
No,
Russian
they're
tractor. It's like
fun.
anyone that has ever owned British roadsters, they're tractors. They've always been tractors. So,
Yep.
ah,
Great. Well,
Do-do-do.
Mental, what are you working on these days?
oh, everything and nothing. Last week I was challenged, get the gearbox of the 912 rebuilt and get it back on the road so I could drive it to work. Did I do that? I did not. In fact, I didn't even touch it.
Oh no. We challenged you and you didn't do it. Come on.
I know, right? But it was one of those, I had been in the garage a whole lot while we were gone, and I have been working on clearing. I am disassembling to store the Formula SAE racer so I could get that chunk of my garage back and make some progress and start moving some projects around.
It'll be easier for someone else to take away when you realize you're not going to do anything with it if you just have it all.
Once I've got it
Aw.
labeled and in boxes.
Right,
Exactly.
yes,
Yes. Yeah. Mhm. So, and as I walked in the door in a rush to get home in time for this, sitting on my workbench is turbo number 3. So we
Oh
are,
my gosh.
so I might get
Does
back
that
out there
jump?
tonight.
Does that jump ahead in the project? Don't you need a daily before you get a bread van fixed?
I've got a daily. It's just a boring, ugly daily.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what my
You're-
daily is? You know what my daily is not doing?
Breaking.
Decreasing
Running?
property values in front of my house right now. My
Oh.
daily just looks like a car, so it's fine. So I just, yeah. And also there's a very nice young man in Colorado who paid money for this van, and he deserves to have his tow
Fortunately, he doesn't need to move probably many things at the moment.
vehicle. No. But he deserves to get this thing up there so he can make it his own.
That's a
Well,
lot
I'm
to
sure
get the
then-
hell out of his driveway.
Yeah.
I'm sure the neighbors would prefer a broken down 912 than a broken down bread van sitting at your house.
Well, the 912's in the garage. The bread van is on the street. So Yes, that's where we are with that one. So hopefully I can get that reassembled on that one. So yes, wrenching on a great many things and finishing none of them. But you guys have been doing all kinds of fun stuff. I figure we'll have Chrissy go last. But Chris, what up?
So many fun things.
I mean, not that
Wow.
many fun things.
It's
things
not.
like painting the wall where I took a shelf off. But it is fun that I found the can of paint in the basement that said walls.
Walls.
And it was only from June of 2024. So it wasn't that long ago that they painted, apparently.
Not crusty.
So it wasn't gross. It wasn't dried up. It paint matched perfectly on the wall. So that's victory, that we found the right paint in the house and it wasn't gross and it worked. I put on a new electronic doorknob on the garage because the old one was all janky. And so now it's on there. Not like we ever locked that door because what the deer are going to go in there. Like, no, there's nothing here. So,
well, and
I mean,
if the bear's smart enough to do the doorknob,
it
and it's
has
locked,
been left
now
open.
you're just going to make him mad and he's going to,
No,
kick it open.
It has blown open because it didn't latch. So we could have actual animals in there. That is a thing that we should actually
correct.
care
That's
about.
why we fixed it. So now it latches. And I figured, I don't want a key for this. Like, I'll have a key, but I'd like to not do have that. So anyway, keypad thing on there. It's fine. And now while I was putting this doorknob on, a silver F-150 towing a horse trailer pulls into the driveway.
With a horse in it.
With a horse, yeah. And I was like, well, this is...
You bought Chrissy a horse?
I was like, huh. I just...
No. Out of all the animals that I want, that is not on the list at all.
He does like the horse down the street. It's like a little horse, and it likes to run around the yard.
Is it one of the Shetland ponies?
I don't know. Exactly. It's a little horse, but it's got three other horses in there, and then it just does circles around it
just like
so. Is it like a baby horse or like a dwarf horse?
No, I think it's a dwarf horse. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Shetland pony. Oh, those are so hella cute.
It just likes to run. But it's fun that the neighbors have one and we don't. So
because you don't have to shovel his poop.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know. We don't do it.
Right. So anyway, this horse trailer's in, and then I'm looking at it all right, what's going on? Because it's not a whole lot of traffic by us, and anyway, we're in the mountains. And I hear a lady yell out the window, "I took a wrong turn. I have to turn around. I'm so sorry." I said, "Okay.
Good luck."
I wave.
This is the problem.
In my head, I think, you know what? Backing a trailer is hard. I don't want to be judging this person that they're not going to be able to back this trailer out because it's a female voice coming out of the truck. I'm like, okay, fine. You do you. I keep working on my door. I'm working on my door. She goes forward and back and forward and back and almost jackknifed the trailer twice. And I go inside and grab one thing I need. I come back out and she's kind of half turned around, but it's clearly this isn't working. It's okay. Fine. So I walk up around the door and say, hi. Do you need any help? And as soon as I walk up next to the truck, she's, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm trying to turn around and I'm in your driveway and I don't know what to do. So it's okay. Relax. I'm pretty good at this. Would you like me to do it for you?
Of all of the driveways you can get stranded in, you chose the right one.
Right? You have a pro that is good at doing it.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I was I didn't want to come over and just take over.
Mansplain.
Right. That's what I try to say.
Oh, cool.
In my head. Let me show you how to turn this trailer around, little lady. Right. But
there's a 90% chance if she's pulling a horse trailer, not in this one clearly, but in every other situation.
10%.
If they're driving a horse trailer,
she's got her teenage daughter checking to make sure she doesn't back into anything. I mean, they'll just get it back.
And we do have trees around, so it's not like it's just a you can't just pull in and circle.
Sure, but it would damage something if you backed into one of said trees or rocks, but whatever. And we get freaking out a bit, and I go it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll get it out. It's fine. No problem.
Because
yeah.
Turns around.
So I get in the trailer and I move forward once and back once and straightened out and pull it to the end of the driveway and say, here you go. Have a nice day. Thanks. It took her about 10 minutes of screwing on my driveway before I said, let me help you.
Before he mansplained.
I was so trying not to.
I was that was a mansplain situation.
I know.
I gave her plenty of opportunity to do it. Yeah,
I was just being
possibly succeed.
To succeed. And then it became, it's actually good I helped you.
He would have done the same thing. It had been a dude who couldn't back up a trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we know this because we've seen him do it.
If it was a dude, I probably would have gone sooner. Actually.
Yeah, you would have gone sooner.
Yeah.
It'd be like, bro, get out.
Yeah. It would have been a much less polite conversation.
Let's
then
just
it's the Schumacher taxi service. It's like, it's faster if you let me drive. Yep.
All right. What's this last thing on here?
Unexpected mail. Today I go to the post office. And we have a bunch of packages, a bunch of mail, and they always say,
well, we haven't picked it up in like a week. So
yeah. Christine Matura and Timothy Burr. I was like, okay.
You're getting mail at my house.
So I left it unopened. We can do an unboxing video.
Oh.
What did Tim send us? So it's from Amazon. It's to Tim. Yep. He doesn't know our actual street address, so they sent it to the P.O. box. So
that's safer, I think, because I actually just found that I got mail that was rejected that went to the house that didn't go to the post office. So
great.
That's fine.
So let's see.
I do know the address, but Chrissy told me to send it to the P.O. box.
Now the other thing.
Well, you didn't tell me it was Amazon.
Somehow.
It's got batteries.
It's got batteries in it, so that's a clue. Okay. So
we're going large screen for this on the video.
Yep.
Don't
keep opening here.
Please don't cut yourself.
No, I'm
you're like
away. Line of fire.
It's not nearly as exciting as you're making this up to be.
Most unboxing videos.
So the best part.
ASMR, you could hear
the best part about this is I was sending things out, and I mistakenly sent this to Corey Dickman, so he has this same thing as well.
So inside it's crumpled brown paper. Get ASMR. We'll hear the paper.
It's a lot of paper.
It's so much paper.
It's so much paper. Fortunately, our wood stove will love it. So it's
we could have used a smaller box.
Hand warmers.
Yeah, rechargeable little pocket hand warmers for when you guys go skiing.
That is so fun. What a fun gift.
They work fantastic. I had somebody lend me a pair of of them, and I was like, these things are great. So I then bought 9 pairs and gave them out to various people that I thought could use them.
Corey Dickman probably doesn't need them,
when it's 112 in Corey's driveway and he's caging the car, he's gonna be like, damn, I'm glad I had those hand warmers. So.
He doesn't need 2 pairs, that's for damn sure.
But if Corey gets tapped to judge a race up north someplace,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, snow in March is always cold, right? So
yeah.
Thank
you.
It
is actually. True. It was like wet cold, nasty cold. Cool.
So
we might need them if we go next weekend. We're probably going to need them because
I want to go because they're going to get like 8 inches of snow Thursday.
I don't want to go because it's cold.
And they've had 6 inches already this week, so that's 14 inches more snow than it was last time we were there, and it's fresh cow. And yeah, anyway,
you're selling me. Okay, you talk too much, Chris. Tim, sorry. What are you up to?
All right. Well, garage door opener broke. And I have one of those 1980s counterweight doors that just swing up like this. So I was like, I don't really want to buy a new garage door right now after Christmas. I'd prefer to wait like another month or two. So I'm just going to buy a new door opener. So I went and bought a 1.25 horsepower, which is way more than the 1/3 horsepower one that was in the house for 40 years. So I get that, and while I'm picking it up, I happen to look over, and they have the deadbolt keypads, the electronic keypads, on sale for $15. So I picked a few of those up, put a couple of those in the door that goes between the garage and the house, because that's always just been unlocked. And if we do leave the garage door open by mistake, we want to at least deter somebody from getting in the house, and then also the one from the side of the house into the garage. So I put 2 of those on there, and then I'm like, I'm going to set up this new garage door opener. It's so fun. It's got all the battery backup and all the cool stuff on it, right? Open up the instructions. only used for sectional door garages.
Oh.
So then I start researching, and there are not a lot of options for those old school counterweight.
Because nobody has them anymore.
Yes. Yeah. So now I have multiple quotes coming in for a new sectional garage door to match my new garage door opener. So yay.
Usually a backwards way to do it.
I had to I didn't have to replace the like one of the flip up doors, but I had to replace both my doors in Georgia. They were the sectional ones, but they were like 1980s builder grade press board that had absorbed 20 years of Georgia. So they weighed 400 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So this is probably going to be a little pricey because they have to do some framework on the side of the doors, and they've got to chisel a little bit of the foundation away to make room for the tracks and blah, 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 blah. So
everyone homeowners.
Well, but you like do it once and never again. So like
$1,000 later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go, Tim.
Yep. So yay.
Yay.
And got all the Christmas decorations put away, which if you know my wife, that's a lot. So so we are put away and ready for race car season now. So I've got spent about an hour and a half cleaning up the garage and reorganizing tool bins and drawers and all the things. So starting the year out organized and refreshed.
Well, that's great, because I feel like that relates to our topic tonight.
Wow.
You'll have to hang around to see what that is.
Yay. All right.
Chrissy, what have you been doing?
I'm not home. No. I'm not. I'm actually in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fortunately, in January, there is no blizzard, which is great. It's actually pretty balmy for here. It was raining. What? Says people from Denver, because it hasn't rained in 3 months in Denver. So weird. I saw water from the sky and I was like, I'm not sure what that is. And it's not. So anyway, it's like 40 here. It's lovely. I mean, not lovely, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm in Milwaukee for onboarding for a new job. And the new job is, I've been waiting to drink this. Hi, for people that are not on YouTube, I now work for Molson Coors. So Molson Coors is my employer. And I'm here for a week to drink the Kool-Aid, Coors Aid. I made that up. They don't just say that. But I love it so far. It's great. And I get unlimited Coors. So that's fine too. So Coors Light it is, because that's what the hotel had. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So I flew in yesterday morning super early. And then, I'm here till Friday. Yep,
I'm sorry, hold on. I'm trying to do something and I don't have all the buttons optioned.
It's okay. What's the option?
Okay, here it is. Da 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 da. All right, that was it. Mm-hmm. No, that was if we turn the sound on, that we'll get a violation.
No.
Oh, and I can't see it because I'm on my stupid phone.
It's literally the intro of Laverne and Shirley where it says, "Welcome to Milwaukee."
Yeah.
Got it. Yes, I'm in Milwaukee. But yes, so that's where Molson Coors is one of their, that's where Miller is from. And I could go into the whole list of name changes they've had. But there's a headquarters here. Their normal actual corporate headquarters is in Chicago. But I'll be working out of the Golden location. Chances are, if you've been to Denver, that's like one of the top 5 places you should go visit. And it's huge. And it's basically like all of Coors, and then Golden just like is built around it. So there's a couple of people here. So there's like 28 people in my class, and most of them are not from my plant in Golden. There's about 4 or 5 of us, and all of us except for one other guy is going to be working in very different places in the plant. So so it'll be good. So I start next Monday. I'll be actually in the plant.
Super fun.
Yep. Okay. I'll be maintenance manager in the malting division. So malting is huge in Coors. That's basically where we make all the malt, fix it all, cook it, all that good stuff. So it's super important to the business, and the building's very old, so it'll be a big challenge, but we'll see how it goes.
And stop by Organic in the future for free beer.
Yeah, I get a crap ton of free beer. So if you like Coors Light or any of Coors products, that's what we'll be serving.
I will now and continue to express a desire for Banquet.
So I had one tonight.
Yeah,
and
I can't do the Coors Light, but yeah.
This is all the hotel had. So this is what I went for. So I could show you. The mountains are still a little bit blue, but I've been waiting to drink it. So I know y'all keep talking. But I had Banquet tonight, and Banquet's only made in Golden, which is fun. And we make the stubby bottles there. And yeah, I could go on. This is much better than like my passion for making sure that the paddock used Amerigas propane. Don't care. Coors products, we're there.
I feel like Coors Light is like Pringles. When you open the can, you can't like put the lid back on the can. You have to eat all of the Pringles in the can.
It's like, where are you going with this? I mean, it's all great is what I'm going to say. And it was interesting. So interesting to have a week here of learning about all of the diversification. There's so many more products than you have any idea of what Molson Coors makes. So not just Banquet and Light and all of the Miller products and all the Molson products. And there's a non-alc whole division of all the things that they're coming out with. So all good. Okay. That's enough talk.
I like that this hand warmer's instructions say, please turn off the power and discontinue use immediately. That's the end of a period. New sentence. If you notice sparks, smoke, or odor during use.
Just turn it off.
Well, yes. If it starts to smoke, shut it off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sure that's what most things say these days.
Do not taunt hand warmer.
Exactly.
Totally.
All right, ready?
Yes.
All right, if there's a notes time, I don't have to. I can like look up, but I'm in my headphones, so it doesn't.
Well, you're in a hotel. Why is the girl next to us yelling?
Right, they're like, "What are you doing?" Okay. Anyway, we love weird looking cars, and we love wedge cars, which makes this Ford Probe 4, I think it's 4, concept car that popped up on Facebook very appealing. Adam Ismail from The Drive tells us that the Ford Probe is one of 2 ever made, and the other one is in the Peterson Museum. Ford introduced the Ford Probe concept in 1979. Built by Ghia, it has a wedge shape constructed on the automaker's Fox platform. This concept was supposed to be an economy car with a super car-like proportions to reduce wind resistance and therefore increase fuel economy. So this version is a concept that isn't actually meant to be good at driving or sitting in. Being as old as it is, the seller mentions that the number of missing components and blemishes, including a lost wheel cover, side mirrors, and collapsed rear glass area that will need to be mending. But if you bought it, you'd be the coolest kid in the neighborhood. So there's that.
I didn't see the one for sale. I was just looking at the article. Where was the link? Oh, offers via on Facebook. Yep, sorry. We're doing the sharing for people watching on YouTube, and I want to see.
There are.
It's because I'm using that. It's because I'm using the stupid the E1R connection.
If there are some notable styling cues on that concept from 1970s that were on that first gen Ford Probe, that was 86-ish, 80, something like that. Notable. Anyway.
Notable.
Yep. Cool. So stunts in cars are illegal for a reason. They usually destroy stuff, could hurt people, and are generally reckless. But a sideshow in San Francisco at 4:30 a.m. did some major damage. Da Lin at CBS News tells us that neighbors reported cars spinning donuts, fireworks being set off, and gunfire echoing through the neighborhood. Frightened neighbors said they repeatedly called police as the scene grew more dangerous. Witnesses estimated there were at least 100 participants and spectators, and not nearly enough police, which is why the response was delayed and the situation escalated out of control. The moral of the story, don't be dumb. Keep stupid stuff like this in video games.
Seriously, morons.
You're ruining it for all of us. Man.
Don't do it.
Well, if you are going to do a sideshow and you had all of the money, would you do it in a Mustang GTD?
No.
Well,
No, you should
because
not.
you've got a crowd and a Mustang. You're asking for trouble.
oh, it's so many pedestrians.
Yes.
Well, way more people than you may think dropped $325,000 for this Mustang.
This
Brad Anderson
staggers me. I can't wrap my head around it.
I mean, there's very
Like,
little
crazy.
Mustang left in it. Like it looks like a Mustang and has a
On the
shitty
badge.
interior, but it is a pretty impressive machine.
And I'm not doubting this is an impressive machine, but just dear God, man, a nice house in suburban Denver and
cannot be bought for
hundreds. Yeah.
Maybe a shack.
Okay.
And that's
A
about
condo.
A condo, a nice condo in suburban
it. Take it
Denver.
back.
Yeah. It's a hella cool car, but I can't believe they sold hundreds. It's amazing.
Guess how many? 231 of these units were delivered through the first 11 months of 2025. On track, the car is undeniably impressive. Last year, one GTD lapped the Nürburgring in just 6 minutes and 52 seconds. While that's about 3 seconds slower than the GT3 RS, it's still seriously fast. So now, if you ever saw one, you'd know that more people than you believe, spent stupid money on a very expensive Ford.
Do we think maybe, I don't know, or people like, oh, I'm going to get one because it's going to be worth money.
I'm sure there are a few people that have done that.
Yeah.
So they have bump.
Crazy.
Yep.
Which, I'm not a fan of buying cars because they'll be investment cars. So, I'm glad all these people did it because then when there's hundreds of them and they're not worth what you paid for it, people will quit doing it. And then you can just go back to buying cars because they're fun to own.
No, people are still going to do it.
Yeah, well, that one didn't work, but this one will.
Definitely.
You know what this is like? Beanie Babies. I did this with Beanie Babies. Very fortunately, you bought them from like $5 to $7, but like some people bought a lot of them thinking some would be worth money. And I gave them to my nephew who eats them. So
I was thinking like in the fact that people just got into fist fights in the showroom. But yeah, your analogy is way better.
Yeah, can we sell Barry Garcia and Princess Diana Bear for like a new car now?
No.
Supersize your value meal.
Well, hold on, because there is a car that, collector's car that could be worth it. It's over in Spring, Texas. And apparently it's chassis number 2 of the Probe concept.
I mean, that's worth it.
I'll trade you. This is like the worst Facebook Marketplace ad.
I have
trade you
Princess
these
Diana.
Beanie Babies.
I have Princess Diana.
42 Beanie Babies in packages.
And a broken
some of them
PlayStation.
The broken PlayStation.
And a squirrel. Yes. Oh, okay. That's true. I had too many money. Not me. My family had too much money in Beanie Babies. Anyway.
Lost it all in the Beanie Baby bubble of 2001 or whenever it was.
Yeah, 90. No, it was before then. 97, 7, 6.
The great crash of 96. Man,
well, it just never went up like I thought it was going to.
Like I knew people that were into Beanie Babies, but none of them thought it was going to be worth anything. They just, I've got to have this super rare one.
You met
one.
Okay, yeah.
Also, in 1996, you were 12. So
I wasn't buying them. My mother was. So there's that.
Yep.
In 1996, I was already in the Air Force for like 5 years.
I was buying Beanie Babies. So there's that. Okay, let's move on back to cars. This is not everyone Beanie Babies. Everyone makes Thor portion.
So let's talk about a better financial decision. And we are... And when I say we are absolute kings of bad financial decisions, I mean I, and to a lesser degree Tim, are kings of bad decisions. I'm not convinced this is actually a terrible decision. So if you like a small, quick car with all the expensive bits packed right up front, all close to each other, you're going to have a trailer, and you're going to either need to be able to or willing to learn how to rebuild an engine. And if you can do these things, if the answer is yes to, let's go with 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. This is a great deal on Racing Junk for you. And it is a 2007 the JCW Mini Cooper. And it has been fully track prepped and it is ready to go. So John Cooper, the John Cooper Works upgrade, fully race prepped. It has brought the current owner years of joy, great enjoyment. Their health is deteriorating, and a recent mechanical issue has highlighted a lack of budget, or let's be honest, more realistically, a smarter approach to their gearhead future. But you're not them. You could easily take this very clean and very well upgraded car to its next phase. It just needs an engine rebuild. It's got a bad number 2 piston. Quote in the article or in the ad is, it needs a piston because this one has a hole in it. There are 19 photos of this car. Yeah, this person knows how to sell a car, and it has got a 3-page list of all the upgrades, including footage. It is in Chandler, Arizona. It is only $9,500. This is a hell of a deal.
That cage.
He's got a big wang too.
That cage looked great. Like that main hoop was kissing the car all the way around.
Yeah.
And the
door bars are all the way out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like pictures of, who knew, selling a race car, pictures showing the details of the cage work helps to sell the car.
And it's really it looks good from the outside too. Like the racing stripes, like the color contrast, like it looks like a nice car.
Yeah. This person clearly has a lot of passion that they put into this car. So yeah, go check out this ad because it is pretty good. And like Chris was saying, it's lots of good pictures of the cage and the current conditions. And it says it's not street legal, but I see it's got all the lights. Depending on what the rules are in your state,
street legal means.
Yeah, it could be street. In Nevada, you got a title. You can make this one street legal. So man, great deal.
Good. Looks good.
And even if you don't want to buy this car, go, instead of doom scrolling about all the stuff that's going on in the government right now, just go look at this and just think about what you could do if you just had some time.
And money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not Mustang GTD Beanie Baby money, but
Okay, we're skipping all race news because there is none for a little while. So let's feedback time.
Tyler S. said, another vote for the local community college's welding class. I did that a few years ago, practiced on a bunch of scrap and similar projects at home, then built the cage on my MX-3 entirely from scratch, as well as a custom exhaust. Chris has seen the cage and can attest to its quality.
Yeah, I also saw it. I got your Leslie Knope badge on my judge's robe, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael K said, my resolution is to finish my garage mahal. It will never be finished, but I want the first lift in and being used and the second floor completed, even if it's still accessible by a ladder. And this is the big one, the solar installed and being at least partially utilized. Challenge. Go. Do it.
You can do it.
If anyone can do it, it's totally him.
It's Michael for sure.
Yeah.
For holds you to it next January 6th, we're going to see if you finished it. And then
your lift can be solar powered then. How about that?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of solar. So much sun.
Yeah.
All right. So on the Facebooks, I stole this from something Chrissy posted in our Slack channel, and it was the Why Are We Doing Dry January? It was lifted from an Onion article. I just love the 7% wanted to detox alongside Gary Busey.
Like the 20% of hands are too greasy.
They're too greasy.
In there. That's the one where you put the bottle in your hand and you wrap around it and you've got the pinky supporting the bottom so it doesn't slide out because you've been and wrenching on whatever nightmare it is that's driving you to
totally
drink.
not the grease that I pictured. I was picturing like fry grease. Like,
yeah. I'm picturing it's 2 a.m. It's still not back together.
Transmission fluid.
Yeah. Green flag is in 7 hours. It ain't. Nope. I'm drinking now.
I had to post it. I thought I laughed, and then I sent it to Chris, and then he laughed.
Yes. So Andrew Steer said Christian's going to get unretired for 500 billion barrels of heavy sour banquet. And if that means what I think it means, yes.
Great. Tons of what you're working on. When Tim posted his Bob Ross painting, Bruce L's working on his 3/4 midget. He's got a race coming up soon.
Like this weekend?
No, it's usually later in the month of January.
Allentown is, I think it's this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Allentown. Forgot about Allentown.
Yeah.
Atlantic City. Yeah. David E. said, doing some diagnosis on my basket case 46 CJ2A. Cool, David. I didn't know you had that. This is what retirement does for David. Frame is good. Everything else is bad. I'm hoping to swap a small block Ford into it and make it rally worthy. Not likely to happen for Oregon Trail, sadly.
That'd be crazy.
And Greg O said he was doing Ford Falcon fuel cell fabrication, and he just got back from a welding wire run.
Get that.
Love it. Well, Andrew S. is getting ready to rebuild a log splitter. Yeah. And then strip a Mercury Scorpion apart.
Where is the period in this sentence?
Do these things go together? Are you stripping the Mercur apart with the log splitter?
There you go.
That would be a lot.
Video worthy right there.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Well, Matt F. was prepping for a new garage HQ.
Oh, he needs that.
Hang on a second, because we've got lots of people posted pictures, and I feel bad because these are some really cool pictures. We're not sharing it, so yeah, look at that. Boom, he's on
That's just a skid steer taking down some trees. Cool.
Exactly.
Many
he lost
trees.
his last garage space, so he's probably making noise.
What?
Ron H. was doing some more awesome iRace Wraps work by hooking up Uncle Dave with some fresh Ronster Wraps iRacing paints. Good job, Ron.
We got that one too because it is super cool looking. I know we've got a huge. Somebody did a really great job of prepping our topic tonight, but these are some great shots.
Fantastic.
Okay. Jeff Wakeman said he's completed the AC and heat unit in the janky garage, and maybe maybe a water heater. Carl A. said practicing my TIG welding skills. Kyle H. said, could be right here. Happy New Year, and I really enjoyed the intro and exit songs on the latest episode.
Yeah, good job on that, Mental. That was fun.
Yes.
And Kyle H. is currently doing body work on the EcoBoost swapped Fairmount wagon. Check it out. It's awesome.
So yeah, he posted an extensive bit of this on the Facebook. This is going to be a totally sweet build.
Cool.
Oh, you're supposed to read.
You want to come look at that?
All right. Al Jones there was halfway through installing a ceiling fan in the bedroom today when he realized that the mounting bracket for this new fan was never going to work with the junction box in his 1930s constructed home. Now, he went on to install a totally fine and, quote, not at all sketchy lighting fixture.
No.
That's good because a spinny heavy thing
above your head.
No, I think
really bad.
He decided not to do the ceiling fan until he figures out the bracket. So then but now he's got this gap in his ceiling. So he just went and found another lighting fixture that he had laying around. This isn't sketchy. It'll be fine.
That's better than a spinny thing would be.
Yeah. DJ 914 was at Disney, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. The Stankinator was closing on his new house. We were having a text conversation back and forth on that one. He's very excited because the driveway it's big enough to allow access to the 2-car garage and has enough concrete to put an Expedition onto the side. He sent me photographic proof. Meanwhile, over on the gram, that same dry January post, the Ninja Walkie mentioned his 2026 goals were just don't fall down drunk twice. And
time to go.
Yeah, what I think is King of Hammers 244-964 is not going to be practicing dry January because, and I quote, Prince said it was time to party like it's 1999, so he was pre-scheduled. That feels like a good excuse to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's collecting Beanie Babies like it's 1999?
He has she has some because I gave them back to her so she could give them to my nephew so he can play with them. I mean, he's like
all of them.
He's just 4. I'll be 4 like next week. No, he doesn't eat them, but he's 4, so he's like close to eating them.
Just tasting them, not eating them, just tasting them.
Yeah, chewing on them. Yeah,
exactly what's happening.
And let's be honest, who is not on a stuffed animal in a moment of stress? You know,
and he's got a lot of stress as a 4-year-old. You know. Oh, actually, he probably got them when he was just 3, but whatever. Anyway, it's main topic time. What are we talking about this week? You kind of hinted at it. What are we talking about?
Whoever built this outline? This is
Timmy.
Brilliant.
Timmy.
Yeah,
Timmy, start us off. This is your Timmy idea.
Timmy, I've got a presentation really next week about the status of an event we're doing at the end of January. I'm gonna need you to come in and do some talking points on this.
Hit me up. Just supply me with some Coors Light and a laptop, and I'm in. Main topic.
Yeah,
the main topic is 2026 sucks less. I mean, success. So, what exactly does success mean in lemons? So, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and I broke it down into some different talking points.
That's a valid point, and I think we've all judged where we've had the team that comes from another series. And it doesn't have to be one of the rival endurance series, but like, BMW guys and Porsche Club guys, or, even Circle Track guys. And they show up with we're real racers, so we're going to win. And that's literally the only means that they define success is total victory. And by the way, that has never happened. No one has ever just come from another series into their first race, even with the best cars, and won. Nope. But
there's some pretty good teams in lemons. So
there is. And, despite the goofiness, there's some people that know how to drive and know how to build a car and know how to do a pit stop in 3 minutes or less. But I love this. Your question, but you should, and you can see this as teams mature, is what you define as success. I remember when, we were at Thompson and the overall victory, and even like weeks later, months later, it was kind of the, I don't think I ever want to do that again. That was just it was too stressful. It was too emotional. It was not fun. We didn't enjoy it. And I'm still tense. And you see this with a lot of other teams. They have completely redefined what success means to them. And so, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So ask yourself this question: what does success mean to me? Right. So that's really what it is. And it doesn't necessarily mean winning overall or anything else. It could be finishing every race you sign up for, not going to the penalty box, no midnight engine swaps.
All right. This year, I think for me, it's the car goes back into the trailer mostly the way it came out of it, and people had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That's so nice.
I think that's a good one. I think that is a good one. And there's so many like rewards that you can get out of the weekend, and not winning class or any of that. There's like, you had consistency in your lap times. You had good pit stops. You had a good theme, or you were pitted near somebody that had a good theme, and you got to watch them be idiots the whole weekend. Right? There's so many things.
Twice.
Didn't fall down. Didn't climb in someone else's bed.
It is on his goals this year.
I like the, your pit index, did we help somebody? And it doesn't even have to be like, we get into this business world of, goals need to be measurable, attainable, da 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 da. But, there is definitely a sensation when you leave a great lemons weekend, and it has nothing to do with hardware or where you finished. It's, how you feel, how sore is your stomach? Because how hard did you laugh? Do you have any new scars? Are you wounded? No.
Physical or mental, either.
I love if you're having trouble kind of wrapping your head around what success might mean for you, Tim, or not for you, listener, Tim, you've got this icebreaker question. I'm stuck on this. This is brilliant.
I'm not.
So the question is, what's the dumbest reason we didn't finish a lemons race? Like there's so many. Like, I don't know, maybe not putting 7 quarts of oil in your freshly built engine in a 86 Firebird. I mean, that could be one.
Yeah. Realizing that when you bought that engine off of Craigslist, it came out of a different model year than yours, that, it's the one bolt that you can't get. And I want to get our listeners right now. Tell us on all of the medias or in the comments or whatever you're listening to us, or text me or email us or something. What is the dumbest reason you didn't finish a lemons race? Not the most hilarious, the dumbest, dear God.
How did I do that to myself? Checkmate. How did I checkmate myself?
All right. So I think
what?
I think we did finish. We finished the race, but we lost the class win that was basically handed to us. Is when you decide that you're going to fix the car the next morning, and then you don't until not long before the race. Then you break other parts, and then you just actually lose the class win that you had in your hand.
Yeah. Or when for some reason the car just doesn't start after a red flag, and you have no idea why, and you still to this day really have no idea why. The car just
it's just hot. It was like no.
It was like, I'm hot. I want to go sit in the parking lot.
Fast. I'm really hot. I'm just gonna stop in the middle of the track. I'm not gonna start.
That's it. Never done it since or before. Just that one time. It's like, nah.
Really hot.
Nah, bro. Not feeling it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm out.
Yep, that's a good one.
Okay.
Well, I think that it's important for you and your team to define what success is before the season starts. What is it?
Be specific, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking there. That's very important. When you're setting a goal, it's not just, this is great, go drive a race car. Like what?
Yes. Like, how many DNFs did you have last year? Do you have fewer DNFs? Do you want to have more podiums? Do you want to have more, hey, I want to finish not in the bottom third every race this year? Like it can be very different based on what your expectations are, and what your past accomplishments have been, right? Like maybe it's just, man, I'd really like to not have to fix anything the whole weekend and just drive my race car around. So if that's the case, maybe you drive 6/10 if that's been a problem for you, right? Figure out what you want and then set your plan up accordingly.
Force your entire team to wear Meridolates on their heads if they get a black flag.
Dude, it works.
Totally.
Or something like
eating mayonnaise. That's a good one.
Oh, you're bringing that up.
Oof.
It was listener feedback, but somebody mentioned that one of their solutions was every driver shows up and they have to have $100 with them, and the $100 goes into a hat, and the driver who finishes the race, or the drivers who finish the race without a single black flag all weekend, get to split what's in the hat. And if nobody gets a black flag, you get your money back.
Love it.
Yeah.
You should kick another 100 in for every additional black flag you get.
Sure. Not bad. Yeah, I really do think deterrence on black flags make it so that it is taboo when you get them. It's a big deal when you get them, and you really try. I know I try to drive much better. I probably give up maybe more than I should because I don't want to wear a Merrill delete on my thing. Maybe
not in public.
Maybe not ever actually. So there's that. So I think I might drive a little bit more conservatively because of the penalty on our team.
Hell, even just like, all right, we're going to reduce our black flags by 20%. Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. So the next thing is there's more than just building the car. You have to build the team. So if you are a new team, this is probably more important than if you are a veteran team, but things change with veteran teams. People move. They look for new drivers. Like they need to fill seats. So there's a lot of ebb and flow that I've seen in this. So roles are really important, right? You've got your team captain, your car owner. Who's going to be responsible for making sure there's fuel jugs that are ready to go and to go into the cart, like go to the gas station, transfer over to other things. Who's the lead guy on the mechanic side? Who's your food and beverage person? Like who's going to make sure the beer's cold and there's something to eat? Like these are all important things to plan for and not just show up like the Don Gier team when like with a rock and a bag of pickles. Like it doesn't work.
And they have evolved, but yes, they were in the back corner of Sonoma with one small toolkit that you would carry in your car as an emergency, a pack of Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, no furniture, no chairs, no. And like, I think they even had any water. Mary Harris thought they were going to die.
Just drink the pickle brine. It's fine.
I have been on a team where as we are literally putting on our suits and going to, do a pit stop, you realize all of the jugs are empty. And, well, crap. We'll get hold of the driver, tell them to meet us at the pumps because we're screwed.
And I think don't take it for granted, especially if you have a newish driver, if you have a arrive and drive, if you have somebody who doesn't know your team well, but might have raced with other people. I think really, we used to do a much better job. Of course, most of the people we have on our teams are either team owners or raced with us before, but we were really good at saying, who is lead on which car, who's the backup on that car, who is actually helping with dinner. So like, I'm usually it's my pit, it's my paddock. I'm usually at food, but like dinner for 16 people, I love to have help. Right. So who can help me? And really just being very specific on what are your goals. Like we have occasional team member who races with us and doesn't always take the cues of, hey, things need to be happening. Hey, these people are scrambling. These people are doing things. Why isn't that one person picking it up and saying, oh yeah, I'll just go do that. And help with this project if they're not told. There are people like that. So
the more people and the newer people, the need to hear that more. Like when we had 16 people and it was absolutely necessary. What is your job? When you get 3 of those and you're all team owners, you're all turning around to find the other person doing the thing that you were about to do already.
Right.
But that's a wonderful place to be. It only happens with time and the right people. And that happens by having the plan ahead of time that you get used to.
But I feel like the management thing that I'm just, learning. And
much about management doing the stupid race team than I did actually.
100%.
Because it's important. That's why.
Well, I have to motivate 100%. These people who you're not getting paid. Like
they paid you actually, so right, there's that. Exactly.
Yeah. Organization, roles, all great,
and expectations, right? Yes. Like if you have arrive and drives, what are your expectations? What time I want you to show up at this time? Here's blah blah blah. Here's just what you're going to pay for. Here's when you're going to pay for.
So I'm going to show up at like 12:30, right? And that's cool, right?
Well, Also like, oh dude, yeah, this is a super fast car. It's going to do all this stuff. I've seen it do this. I've seen it do this. Yeah, dude, we're not trying to win. Our goals are this, those expectations. But, or if my shift's at 1, I'm showing up at 12:30. Even if you're not trying to win, dude, that's not how this goes.
No, you're not. How about that?
No, unless last night was a mistake. And then you might get off the hook a little bit, but you will be made fun of. So if that happens, we'll talk.
If there's a good story involved,
maybe you get off the hook on that
one. Good story. The Omega, we were chasing B at Buttonwillow a couple years ago, and we had done well. We'd actually put the car in the top 10, and we had everything laid out, and we had expectations, and Corey was taking it out the next day, and he was going to do the first stint, and we had it all mapped out. And we got there in time, and Corey looks at me and goes, "You're going to need to take the first step." I'm like, "Dude, I did, I did my job yesterday." He goes, "Yeah." And then after we laid everything out, I went over and helped so-and-so on his car. And then we ended up under it for about 5 hours and went halfway through a bottle of whiskey, and there's no way I'm getting into a car. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good story. And then that was so I had to go do a morning weight reduction, and Jay Lamb starts yelling at me on the PA system while I'm trying to poop.
Top 10, line up now.
But it was a good story, and also he had the final say because it was his car.
Yeah, get in the car. Jimmy Varellis did that
for who was the least hungover. No.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Varellis did that to me this year at Thunder Hill. He was like, "You're starting tomorrow." I was like, "I don't start." He was like, "I don't care." It's like, oh,
bro, you know me. This is not what I do.
You sure you want me to?
We did that twice to you at VIR, and you're
like, yeah. Breaking all my rules.
I have to leave.
Oh yeah, I guess that's better.
One was a good excuse. Yeah.
Great.
All right.
So speaking of VIR, I think that's a good segue into fitness and fatigue management, because boy, you don't know what is going to happen on a race weekend, even if it's just a 7-hour day. You could have crazy hot weather. You could have rain. You could have all sorts of things. But your fitness is directly tied to your performance. So especially when you start talking about like 24-hour races, like have driver rest schedules set up, sleep strategies, like who's napping when and how and where are you going to do it? Earplugs, eye masks,
noise canceling headphones, quiet place,
a hotel. Yeah. Those are all super important things, right? And not something you should be thinking about at 2 a.m. Like, hey, I think you should take a nap now.
Yeah, or and not listening to people when they tell you to go to bed. That's like
I'm not sleepy.
Right? Whoa. Yeah, right. No, like I'm hanging out. It's fine.
I'm fine.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
You will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
And we've been there, especially if you're in the hunt or you're wired or it's a great time and okay, I'm not tired, I can't go to sleep, but you still need to get away from the stimulation. You need to just go be someplace that's quiet and relaxing. So even if you don't get any sleep, you're not a zombie at 2 a.m.
Or at 2 a.m. You're the person.
And even if it's not a 24-hour race, let's say it's a brutally hot race, right? Like your teammates are going to be at different levels of fitness and different levels of, heat tolerance. So like, do your friends a favor. If somebody has a hard time with the heat, start them off, right? Set the schedule up appropriately, right? If you've got somebody that is fine with being in the car for a long time when it's hot out, it's got a good cool shirt system set up, or somebody that doesn't have a cool shirt, right? Set them up for success with the schedule.
Yep. Absolutely. And just don't wait until you feel bad about something, like, or till it seems like a problem. Do it ahead of time. Like,
drink water.
Yeah, right. I was like, I like your...
I'm not overheated yet, but it's hot out. I should have this cooling towel or plug into the
and hydration strategy is on here. And I think so. I will not get in the car if I don't have water. That's also just because I like to drink water a lot. But don't be a martyr. Like, go to Walmart and get yourself a Camelback and be prepared with that. So if you know it's going to be hot, don't just be like, no, I don't need it, because you might be in the car for a red flag for who knows how long, and you might want that drink. So like, I think just don't be a martyr. Don't well, I'll just never get thirsty. Well, if it's 97 degrees outside and 100% humidity and you just think that you're better and you don't get thirsty, like, not a great, like, your body is not necessarily going to react the same in every situation.
This isn't your high school sports practice. We are all getting older, even if it's literally just something as simple as, I'm fine, I'm staying hydrated, but I know it's hot. I should step into the shade. Whenever I'm standing around, I should actively just move 3 feet into a shaded area to save myself for when it comes time to get in the car.
But to Chrissy's point too, it's like VIR, we were only doing 30-minute stints. So my cool shirt wasn't working. So I was having technical problems with that. Ooh. So I was like, I can make it for 30 minutes. No water in the car.
Oh, yeah.
No water in the car. Red flag at the end, like on my in lap. Right. So I'm in the car. I think it was an hour. I think I'm in the car for an hour, and now I'm sitting in the car for another 30 minutes, heat soaking, with no water and no cool shirt. So
and that's the worst time, because that's when you're thinking about it. You're all of your adrenaline is gone, and you're just saying, I am in a hot box in a comforter, and it's 97 degrees outside, and I feel awful. And so that's where it's like, and if you were to start back up, you're already getting out at a disadvantage. So I just think being prepared, even if you don't drink it, if you're one of those, it's an hour and a half and you have no yellows and it's just a full out sprint, then you brought water and you didn't drink it, then fine. But like, just be prepared and do something about it before it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Innocent fatigue management. I get it.
Yeah, and it's not just hydration too. You do need to eat some things before you're racing. Like, don't go into it with an empty stomach unless you get sick, and plan ahead. Eat a little before. Be ready to eat right after something. Like, you're like, man, I just don't feel well. This is tough. What, do you eat anything today? Oh no, like lunch was, and I was in the car and I got up too late for breakfast. And it's like, well, okay. Dumbass, go have a granola bar.
Well, and yeah, right. That's usually, I usually pack myself granola bars or something, because if you're having like, okay, meatballs and sausage for breakfast, and that's what's being served, you're like, all right, I probably don't want to eat that at 11:45 before I get in the car. Okay, that's one thing, but like, then go find something or ask somebody for a small snack or eat something that's going to like fit well enough, but it's not going to be.
And this is research you can do on yourself now before you get in the race car. Is, okay, today on Thursday, I had this for breakfast, and I have noticed that when I eat this for breakfast, I get hungry 3.5 hours later, or that, I get very sleepy, at this, like, you use like meatballs and sausage. If I'm getting into the car and it's an hour or more away, meatballs and sausage is actually perfect for me. Like, just a protein. What I can't do if I'm doing the first stint or if I'm getting ready is I can't do a bunch of carbs, because I will just absolutely start getting this sleepy. But the night before, I know I'm going to need carbs, but my body needs time to process them. And when my particular me processes carbs, I will get a little sluggish. So I have to monitor, how far out that is. If I'm getting in the car after lunch, I'll throw, the old hash browns down the gullet for breakfast. But knowing what you eat and how it affects you. And you see this also a lot with a lot of new teams, because they just go to Costco and they buy a giant case of everything. the chips and the Otis Spunkmeyer muffins and all the other, and the sugar and the donuts and all that kind of stuff. And you should know how that's going to affect you.
Snacks.
Say what?
A big plastic tub of cheese balls.
Yeah, big giant, cheesy poofs.
I'm thinking of like the
taquitos.
Or like 8 or 25 croissants, and that's breakfast, or pastries, right? Like whatever is easy. Yeah, totally. It's a good call.
Yeah. So know what that does to you, and know the time frame of when those effects happen.
Cool.
Good. I like it. All right, let's talk about the next one.
Yeah, I like this one, Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
So, car prep, reliability over speed. Just remember that the fastest car in the paddock at 9 a.m. is usually on jack stands at 9 p.m.
And if it's a Northeastern race, it might still be on jack stands at 9 a.m.
Oh, legit. It's still on jack stands at 8 a.m.
9:03, still on jack stands.
We like to have our
stupid team.
We like to have ours off jack stands by 9 p.m. So
when I ran with them, the car was on the ground and ready to go.
That hilariousness, it actually doesn't negate the point. It underscores the point that, get all your prep work done, then go be an idiot.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way. That we instituted the rule of fix the car.
Don't go to bed.
Start fixing the car. As soon as it comes in, fix the car. Once it's fixed, go do whatever you want.
Don't go to bed and say I'm going to fix it in the morning, because that never ends happens. Well. Nope.
No.
Or don't put it in the paddock and be like, all right, let's go socialize a little bit, and then we'll come back and fix the car, because you don't want to stop socializing. That's half the joy of these events. So
it's much more fun to socialize when your car's fixed. Like, what'd you break today? Oh, with this. Oh, it's all fixed now. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Or
just say, hey, we're not going to start until 11 tomorrow. We're just going to park it and just have a hell of a good time tonight. And we'll just start later.
We did that, and it didn't go well. No. So that's why we know why we shouldn't do that.
Yes. But your talking points about the boring car. Yes.
Yeah, make your car boring. Like, spend your money on reliability mods, not performance mods. The car's a stock Toyota Corolla is quick enough. Like, just don't break it, right?
Going slowly is more fun than standing over your open
broken.
Oh, that's a lot of work. Your crashed fender or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But then do things for the future. You like brake pads. Brake pads, if you are an ST43 person, are hard to get in season. Order your pads for the year now. Like, get what you get. They're not like bread. They're not going to go stale. Throw them on the shelf, right? Like, don't wait till 3 weeks before and go, I don't have any brake pads.
Get all your spares at a time. Things you know you're going to need. Get them.
And if it's too much of a budget outlay, set up reminders. Oh, it's the 1st. I got paid. I'm going to order another set of brake pads because I know I'm going to need 8 for this season.
Right. So wheel bearings. I know I'm going to need 3 wheel bearings this season, probably, and then I have a spare. Great. I'm going to get those. Set your Rock Auto feed reminders for when stuff for your car goes on sale. Then you can be picking it up as you go.
Even better.
That's great advice.
And once you're already in, you're like, what else do I need?
Yes. Well, everything needs wiper blades because they're $4.
That's usually what we do.
$28 at the auto parts store.
Right. Oil filters too, but that's usually on the list. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weird stuff that you've had break on you and you haven't figured out the replacement schedule. Plan out your junkyard days. Ooh, I'm going to go to the junkyard because I looked online and they have 4 of my car, and I'm going to go pull 6 of these things off of them.
Plus, it's just fun to walk around a junkyard sometimes.
It's always fun to walk around. It's a great time.
And it's good to make your list. Right? But it's good to make your list because then you keep adding to it. And then you're like, okay, now I go because I don't just have one thing that I'm looking for. I'm going to go for 3 different things. And, here's a spare that I know I need. That's worth it.
Yep.
In talking about reliability over speed, remember that you and your actions on track play a very big part in that. Mechanical sympathy goes a very long way in keeping your car alive. So get yourself, that's part of your goals. If your goal is have fun, if your goal is finish the race, all right, remember to carry that through till you're in the car and you don't get all red misty. If your goal is I must win at all costs, okay, then you need to have a very different maintenance and spares schedule than the have a good time and put it back in the trailer people, which is going to require a very different level of preparation.
Mm-hmm. And budget.
Yeah.
And budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask me how I know.
Well, that goes on to the next one. I think this is a really good list of things that you should be concerned about. Yeah. Top lemons killers. Top parts that go bad and ruin your weekend, ruin your chances, go bad consistently. We've had a couple of these. So
they just talked about it in the latest wrap up video. The team with the Escort that has the known failure on the shift fork. So it was actually when they Google searched it, it came up after it failed. They Google searched it and it came up in a 2014 Lemons Forum article. So they were like, man, had we just done that in 2014, we'd still be on the racetrack right now. So like there's information out there. Do some research on your car. What are the things that they tend to eat? Is it like BMWs? Wheel bearings are not only consumables, but they're a pain in the butt to swap out at the track. So like figure out the things that are going to be a headache for you and prepare for that.
Specialty tools.
Bring
and
hubs.
Yep. Lemons, we beat this repeatedly, and I'm not going to stop. Lemons is wholly unique in the racing community in how supportive they are. And if you've got a new to you car or you're starting to get mature in the car that you have, get on the forums and talk to other people who either run the same car or they run something with the same engine or this, and they'll tell you what has absolutely sidelined them over a weekend. Nobody plays I Have a Secret in this league.
Nope.
One thing that, and along those lines, sometimes it is worth throwing extra money at things, then complete upgrades, get custom. We did that with axles because it's much more worth it to spend a whole lot of money once than keep going to races, keep having the same problem, go to the flaps, go get a cheap part so you can run a couple laps. So they break as soon as they get home and you start over again for the next race. So I think along those lines, when you're finding out the car that you're running, if there are those parts, it's worth asking and finding out what they are and then figuring out where. Actually, axles was bad on the Civic as well, right? So things like, we got axles.
Sometimes solving problems with money is the value proposition.
Yeah,
you just don't know it at the time.
It's highly unlikely that expensive part is going to cost more than an entry fee. So
yeah, and standing around, frustration, extra parts runs, and people just thinking that they're going to spend the weekend racing, and then they are going to stand it looking at the car that's broken. So
and it's not static. We've been racing this car for 4 years, but over the last year we started eating this part. You've gotten better. You've gotten faster. And it's putting stress on that part, and you are chasing a dragon. Oh, well, this was bothering us, so we beefed the entire system surrounding this one. The Thunderbird that the Inglorious Bastards used to run, after just literally spending every weekend rebuilding the junkyard motors. All right, screw this, and they built an absolute monster of a motor. Then it started eating transmissions. New problem, but just recognize that's that's going to happen on this one. And Tim listed, the cooling systems, the electrical gremlins, wheel bearings, fuel delivery, all the stuff that went on there. I'm going to throw this out there because it happened at Sonoma. People tend to discount exhaust systems, and an exhaust system failure can ruin your weekend. And you need to know what the rules are, because we had a team. It was a new team. They were racers, but they weren't Lemons people. And they showed up with a very quick car that we knew was going to be trouble. And it was, because they were a little red misty on this one. And then they got into a tangle and their exhaust system fell off. So he comes in, he goes, I got it fixed. And he just basically cut it off under the header. And there were it was less than an hour left before the checkered flag. And I was brokenhearted because I looked at him and I said, sorry, you can't go. What do you mean? Dude, read the rules. The exhaust has to exit the car. I can't, it'll kill you because you're just going to be
Ask me how I know.
You're going to be sucking fumes. And God bless this guy because he's like, okay. And I saw him and he started thinking, he's like, there's another team down there. And he, damn if he didn't. He went and found a long enough pipe. It was not pretty, but it was legal. And they literally got to go out and take the checkered flag, which made me really, really happy. But sometimes it's the simple things, but you need to understand what those rules are and be prepared to modify your car, especially if your goal is to take the checkered, to know what's going to be legal to get you back on there. How many times I saw this happen? It happened at New Hampshire at least once, and I've seen it happen at Sonoma. Car comes in after a tangle with a wall or another car, and they don't have a rear bumper, and they're like, are we good to go? No, you have to have a bumper. It's in the rules. And the very enterprising team in New Hampshire went like, well, can I use a 2x6? Yes, you may. And they went and got a 2x6 and they put it on the car. So know what the essential components are of your vehicle to get it back legal onto the track.
Yeah. All right. Next, spares, tools, logistics. Just remember that if you don't bring it, you will likely need it at 3 a.m.
Oh, yep. Likely meaning,
and
yes,
definitely.
How we know.
Think about what you can actually change at the track, and what can you do to make that better. So my example is loaded front knuckles. It's a pain in the ass to change press and wheel bearings at the track. It's a pain in the ass to change some ball joints at the track. So bring the whole knuckle with a new bearing and hub and studs and ball joint. And that goes from a 2-hour repair trying to replace a wheel bearing using the grandstands at New Hampshire or a dumpster at CMP or an RV.
Or a class A RV.
Class A RV after you've tried everything else and it won't do it. Right. These are real examples. That takes a couple hours versus I did this at an hour and a half at home when the car was already up in the area and I wasn't in any pressure. And now I can just swap this out in 15 minutes and we're good.
And you doing that, especially with the Honda, you've not only saved your weekend, you've saved other yeah, you say it, Chrissy. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing is that because you've had these parts when we were running the Honda, you saved other teams and they were very appreciative.
Like these dejected people, hey, do you guys have this bearing? Not only do I have that bearing, here, it's 3 bolts. If you need it, it'll be this much money. If you just need it to get through the weekend, bring it back when you're done. Just the joy in their face when you present them with a 30-minute solution.
Yeah. There have been a number of people who have taken our advice on this and then been very happy about that later of like, that was so much better. Thanks for what you're thinking about that.
Oh, and this could be even worse like that because I'm pretty sure the one that Mental's talking about was a fairly unobtainium part too. So when you spend the time going to look at junkyards and you find the parts that you need to pull, this is even better than just a press and bearing that you could probably make happen, or I have to go scan the tri-state area trying to find the part that we pulled at a junkyard, right? Do it on the off season. Do like we just talked about, doing it, finding it now rather than thinking you might have to find it later, or if you don't have to find it, then.
Although the stories of meeting these super sketch Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace people in the middle of the night in bad neighborhoods to get parts is always entertaining.
Which you can do that away from the track. You don't need to wait for a race weekend to go meet somebody that's scary as hell.
Fair.
Do that on an off weekend.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like Tim keeps saying, now you're more prepared, You've told 4 people, if I don't come back, this is the person. This is where you send, the investigators for the Dateline episode. Prep that sketchy Craigslist meeting.
One tip I heard from somebody else is that if there's a part you're not sure if you're going to need it, a couple of days ahead of time, order it to the Napa nearest to the track. Just order it.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to pick it up.
No, and if you don't need it, then it's fine. It stays in Napa's ecosystem and it goes off into the world somewhere else.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
It's there.
Interesting.
Got that advice from a Napa store manager, and then it was repeated at Road America by a team. She works for O'Reilly's, and he was a mechanic, and they're like, "Oh yeah, totally do that." Yeah, and you're not hurting anybody's feelings at either of those organizations because they're getting paid to drive to the store, and then they get paid to drive it back to the warehouse.
And you're not getting held responsible for buying it.
Nope.
Because you didn't actually buy it. And
right now,
it stays in the parts, in the inventory, in the ecosystem. It's better than buying and returning it because it never actually leaves. It's less of a transaction cost for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's there.
That's good. Good tip. I like that one.
But I see you've got tool redundancy and pit setup in there, Timmy.
Yeah. So a couple of what are the tools that you really need to have? So the torque wrench is pretty important, right? Have your go-to, and then the old janky one where the needle moves that your great grandfather passed down. Throw that one in the back of the thing in case you need to do it, right? Radios. Holy cow! The number of teams every race that struggle with radios it's got to be close to 50%, right? I mean, it's so basic, and everyone just trips over themselves with this.
I do not have an IMSA setup. I only have the NASCAR. I do not have Does anybody have NASCAR to IMSA adapter?
I mean, we've been that guy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure 2 out of 4 of you or 4 of us are that guy.
And then there's only a 50% chance that adapter works well. So.
Especially if you're going from analog to digital radios, found that out the hard way.
Have in your little radio bin, right? Get your little toolbox and put your radios and your chargers and your transponder and all the things in there, and put in a couple of extra connectors, like a couple of pigtails, maybe a extra helmet mic.
Those little tiny things that go when you unscrew it from the whip antenna to the connect.
I need to buy more of those. Yes.
Because those will. Those aliens are not coming and kidnapping our cows. They're coming and taking those things.
Preemptively replace your helmet wiring kit if it's not a built-in one every couple of years because those get beat up.
Yeah. Go to racingradios.com. Or no, I'm sorry, Nerdy Communications. That's who it was. I'm sorry, Troy Hogan. We had him on years ago. Nerdy Communication. They'll tell you everything you need.
This has been good for us too.
Yeah. Rugged Radios is a good company, but if you need specific weird connectors, Nerdy Communications.
All right. Yeah. And then logistics. Your pit setup is pretty important. You're going to spend a lot of time there. Do you have to
bring a chair?
Yeah, you should bring a chair.
A recliner, a couch. It's fine.
Yeah. A purple recliner. Yep. Hot tub.
How about just a bag chair? How about bare minimum chair you can sit on? So people are not sitting on coolers and stuff.
Yes.
If you brought a cooler. I need a beer and you're on the cooler.
Pretty much. Or somebody has to cook dinner or something like that. Then you shouldn't be sitting on the cooler. Yes.
But cooler shelter
to support your weight. That's why.
Right.
Uncle Dave used to have to write not a seat on one of his coolers because Aaron would sit on it, it would break.
Unless you have a body size cooler that will hold multiple people because it's just like a chair.
Pretty much. I
like this one that you have on here is lighting. So I think lighting is an underestimated thing that people plan on. But when you have that light, Jeremy has this light that is honestly like the sun, and you hang it in the middle of the paddock, and it is great. But there's plenty of tracks that don't have they might have good lighting in some places, but not others, and you don't necessarily always know where you're going to park. So I think having good lighting and having extra lighting is really great because you never know. Lighting.
Yeah, because you could have that brighter than 1,000 sun light hanging from the center of your easy up, but the hood's up on the car, which means you just create a giant shadow. So having 6 of those $7 little Harbor Freight plug into each other, daisy chained, that you can put under the car and not blind yourself, but still see what you're doing. That's important.
Yep.
And then you were starting on weather protection before we got all excited and jumped on that one. Lots of tracks like, oh, I just thought I would show up and get a garage. There is no track. There is no track.
Garage. Now that I'm here.
No. Were you on the internet?
That was 6 months ago. You problem. No.
It really is. And for whatever reason, you didn't get the garage, that's cool. But, Thunderhill this year, Thunderhill's hot, but God, this one was just mean. It was like the meanest hot that it has ever been at the 25 this year. When
you're standing in your friend's shadow just to try to get out of the sun.
You really were.
All weekend, Corey's like, what's everybody standing next to me for?
The weekend you guys came out to Button Willow, and the fires were there.
On fire.
And so just, it was just, one of the, so just, and I've come to the belief, and I don't think I'm going to get much, pushback that easy ups are effectively consumables.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially the cheap ones. Like every once in a while you can get one of them that are like a little bit nicer and they might withstand a little breeze. But yes.
But something stupid's going to happen and it's going to bend it up anyway.
It's nice to have in your truck and or trailer? A very large, cheap golf umbrella. Because if your easy up does fold up into a little ball, or if it's raining, you can pop that thing out and it's very handy in both of those situations. So
also $15 fans.
Even just
box fans.
A tarp and some bungee cords.
Yeah.
Like we used to put a tarp on tied to the roof rack of the Yukon, and then the other side had some poles that we stuck out and it made an awning. At least it was something.
We're pretty crafty bunch, probably can figure that out.
No.
Go ahead.
Nope, finish your bit.
Oh, I was just going to go on the next one. Clearly little bins. I like this one because, some of my stuff is not necessarily clearly labeled, but it's pretty well known as to which goes in what in my pit setup. But it is helpful for people to, when you say, hey, I need you to go get this thing. If it's in a bin, somebody can go, at least if it's not quite clearly labeled, if it's something that is notable, then you can give somebody direction as to where they're looking. I think that's helpful. I like that one.
Or a clear bin.
Sure.
It's also at the Button Willow event with the Barbie vet. You guys were working on the Solstice, and it was way over my head. But you guys you'd pull this tool out, and then the Love was having some issues, and so I'm trying to make myself useful, and I would just start collecting the scattered tools. And I walked over to Pantless Matt's very clearly labeled 3 stacks of bins. And I knew exactly where every tool went back. And so, it was helping me be useful by being able to put stuff where it went.
Yep.
And then nobody was ever looking for this stuff.
By cleaning up anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just putting the tools in a pile on a table.
Wipe them
taking
down.
that bucket of oil off the middle of the floor that everyone keeps stepping over before they step.
Or
tripping over.
Yes.
Totally.
And this can be a bit daunting. Oh my God, we got to bring the welder and the engine hoist and the engine stand and all of these things and the jacks, the portable jacks and all this other kind of stuff. And you start running out of trailer and vehicle very quickly. If you're going to be at the race with this team that you get along with or that team that you get along with. Hey, are you guys bringing your engine hoist? Yeah. Tell you what, I'll bring my welder. You guys bring an engine hoist. And God forbid if we need any of that kind of stuff, we can bring it. Everyone loves John Pagel on the West Coast because he always has an engine hoist in the back of his ugly truck. And he's not a jerk about letting you borrow it, but it also gets borrowed. So if you need it second, you're waiting a while.
Odds are, by bringing those things, someone will use them, even if it's not you. So you have just helped someone else and added to your long-term Lemons karma, which is important.
But if you're running out of space, start talking to other teams and see how, if you guys can start filling in the bits.
Great idea.
All right. Next topic. Strategy.
Tim is on mute, so
Timmy.
Strategy and safety.
There's Jim. Yeah.
I'm back. Just remember that the race is won in the pit lane and lost in the penalty box. So understand you need to minimize your pit times safely. This can be done with driver egress, practice those sort of things before the race weekends. And then how are you going to do yellow flag procedures, red flag, black flag all? Am I going to come in to the paddock? Am I going to line up? Or if we are
dodgy radios.
Yeah. If we're close to a pit window and it's a full course yellow, are we going to pivot to a fuel strategy change? Like think about those things if you're really trying to work on kind of getting advantage, taking advantage of those situations. With those, like, practice pit stops at home, like driver changes, futzing around with those belts that you hate so much. Like, how can you make that faster? And that could be simply you realize that, hey, we're going to put our biggest guy in the car first, and then all we have to do is tighten the belts down for the rest of the day, right? So check those things out.
Or get better belts.
Or get better belts.
If you hate your belts, call me and we'll talk.
Totally.
Yep.
This is a really good one. Someone put this on here. Have somebody video one of your pit stops, and then you can play it back with the Benny Hill music to it and get a real chuckle.
That's so much funnier. So much funnier.
Then post it on YouTube and send it to us. That's what we want.
100%. We want to see that.
But it does. You can immediately go like, oh, you know what? If I just stepped 3 inches to the left, that would save us an entire minute.
Yeah.
It's like game day tape.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, Formula One can do it in 2 seconds. We can certainly do it in 4 minutes.
Depends on the jugs, but okay. Oh, speaking of, we were just talking about that. You just posted it on there. How long does it take to empty your gas jugs? So even though F1 can do it in 2 seconds, if your jugs take a really long time to empty, then you're not going to be able to make your pit stop as in a short amount of time. Yeah. No matter how good you are.
But knowing how long that's going to take, and you can check this with water. You know, this is something
not in your car. Don't put it in your car.
Don't put it in your car. But you can literally fill one of your jugs up, take it out in the driveway, yard or whatever when you're not racing, and with the stopwatch app on your phone, completely upend it. And now, knowing how many jugs you're going to put in each pit stop, now you've got a good target for your pit stop, and you don't have, the 3-pedal mafia, they can do 3 jugs and driver swap and a cooler in 3 minutes. So we should be going for 3 minutes, but you've got these narrows and you didn't take the flap out of your thing and your
new crappy ones. So you have to hold.
Yeah.
Like the little like safeties.
Yeah.
Do you have safeties on yours?
Having realistic goals for how long you can get your pit stops to also keeps you from getting unmotivated.
Yep. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
It does. And like, check your fuel jugs, like do maintenance checks on them. Do you have screens that need to be replaced on the filler necks? Like, are there any leaks? Do you want to do something on the vent to try to prevent leaking on the vents? Like I'm editing all my VP cans, so I've got better vent than just the stupid little screw top that leaks every time you try to pour fuel out of it. Are your filler tubes getting hard or cracked? Replace them. Check the hose clamps. Do things like that. And then for safety, like, make sure this season you are ready to go. When does your fire bottle expire? When does the belts in your car expire? What about the straps on your neck restraint, Hans device? Those have to be recertified. Check all of those things. Make sure they're good to go, and you're not scrambling around a few weeks before the race to get that done.
Yeah. So much. Some preparation. Think about it ahead of time. Yeah. Look at it. like give it a really thorough inspection. And
well, especially since it's the off season, you still have time to not scramble to do these things. I feel like I like the jug maintenance because it is easy to overlook them. You're always looking at the car, but the jugs just live in the trailer, and it's very easy to not remember that you had that one hose that was leaking, and you're like, oh crap, I forgot about this, or it's easy to do it now.
Who here's been at a team where they go, oh yeah, one of these jugs leaks.
Which one?
That was us.
Yep. Which one?
Until we wrote bad, not good, leaks all over it. And then Chris fixed it. And then we didn't tell people that it was better.
Not bad.
Which is what we did.
Why is no one using this jug? I just fixed it. Yeah.
All right. What else we got here?
All right. So, like budget is important, right? Some teams it's more important than others, but there's a reality to it as well, right? Like, how can you not go broke chasing silly wooden trophies, right? Like, have a season budget done.
Yeah.
If you're a single car owner, or if you're all own a share in the car, like get those things done in advance. Plan out which races you're going to do, how much money you're going to spend. Put in your consumables. Put in unexpected repairs, put all of that in the spreadsheet.
The price of gas goes up every summer. My gas budget got blown out, especially because I had to tow.
Correct. So get those done, and then try, if you do have to do any sort of car changes, like mechanical changes, try to do one at a time. Like, don't change all of the suspension parts and then wonder why the car's handling uncontrollably, and do the struts, or like put in a bigger sway bar or a smaller sway bar, and then and tinker around with it. Don't do it all at once. If you don't have that data, it's could hurt you more than help you.
It reminds me of the story at CMP when they did it to be smart alecky cheaters. The Kyle Mock and the Kia team found that a Honda engine will bolt right in. So when their Kia invariably blew up, and they could do that engine swap in 45 minutes, and they dropped the Honda motor in there and knew that no one would expect it, then all of a sudden they just did not know how to deal with double the horsepower and collected 3 black flags in like an hour, and unexpectedly got themselves into a ton of trouble because they did not understand the scale of their upgrade.
Whoops. Whoops.
Not surprised.
All right.
There's a lot of things you can do in preparation ahead of time to keep your budget under control. And like buying your spares early and on sale. If you have to buy a brake rotor at the flaps, it's $140. You buy it at Rock Auto ahead of time, it's $35.
You go to Grassroots Motorsports, there's a rotating thread with the Rock Auto discount code.
Yep. Often with one of mine, because
almost always,
because I have a lot of them. Things like that go a long way to your preparation and keeping your costs down.
All right. And then wrapping it up, post-race process, like win or lose, there's still some homework to do. So first of all, if you don't have a spreadsheet, make one and put notes in there. Like, how did the car do? What was our fast lap? What was challenges that we had? What spare parts do I need to order? Like, make a list of all the things that you have and make that going. Keep that going before, like, put timelines on it. All right, we need to get these parts ordered by X date so we can get them in the car before the next race, right? Create a no blame culture with your team. And then keep a shared Google, like a log or a Google Doc or some other way to kind of communicate where everybody can be on the same page. We have one, for example, 2026 race season. We have all of the different cars in it, or who's going to sign up for which race. Are you going to get a garage? Are you registered or not? Who's going to be driving those cars? Because we've become so incestual, it's hard to keep track of it all, right? So it's a fun way to keep track of it and to kind of ping people along like, hey, the seats are starting to fill up if you want to drive this car in this race. So like commit or go away.
Yeah,
so
good idea.
I always remember the Triumph and the wheel bearing. And throughout the season, the wheel would get worse and worse and worse. And as they would put it on the trailer, all of them would go, yeah, we need to go ahead and get that ordered and get it fixed. And then it would come out of the trailer at the next race.
Yeah. The TR, the head, amazing. None of the four wheels pointed in the same direction, even though it was a live axle and back. They all, the wheels pointed different directions, visibly from the track. It was amazing.
Why you didn't drive it much?
Fine. Oh boy. All right. And then just remember why are you here? Why are you doing this? Like, have fun. That's like the best thing about Lemons weekends, in my opinion, is the story, spending time with friends, meeting new friends. The absurdity of it all is just amazingly hysterical, right? Whether that's the way that people are acting, performing, or like the crazy repairs that people do to their cars, or the things that they bolt onto their cars. It's unlike any other race series. Enjoy it. Traditions.
Like you said, have fun on purpose. If we didn't already have a great tagline, that would be a great tagline for this show.
Yep.
So have team dinners, like have group chats, whether it be Slack or whatever, but keep engaged throughout the year in between races, right? Like it's more than just, hey, we're going to show up and go race around on a racetrack. It becomes, deeper than just friends at the track. It becomes deep friends and family. So embrace that. It's pretty cool. And final thought is, if you finish, made new friends, and didn't get banned, then that's a pretty darn good Lemons weekend.
Yep.
I feel like I want to add laugh a lot.
I thought you were going a Jerry Springer route on your final thought there, but take care of yourself and each other.
I mean, that's kind of the same, isn't it?
Chairs at people.
It kind of is.
We all have some very painful memories of 2020, but I do remember some of the best memories was the Zoom calls that we did.
Yeah. We had nothing to do, and we'd stay on those all day.
And we went, and it was this wonderful kind of sense of connection, to the point where Bruce's daughter would just get on her Zoom calls because she just wanted to engage with people that weren't miserable. And
we were pretty fun.
They would find her in the morning curled up in front of her iPad, we're all off the Zoom call, but she just, wanted to hear. It was comforting to have people laughing and enjoying themselves.
I don't know that we're our crowd is not necessarily PG.
No, but yeah.
All right, this is a great list. Thank you, Tim A, for coming up with the topic and leading us through it. It's pretty good.
And if you want this, we will copy this and send this to you in a Google Doc, because this is laid out beautifully.
Yeah, good.
Just fantastic.
I like it.
So get to work, people.
Right? You got time. That's what's good. I mean, if you're going to barber, you don't have much time, but everybody else probably has time. So you should probably get on it and don't think about figuring out where you're going to do your fire bottle and your races next week. Things like that. It's still winter. You have no excuses. So get it done.
Do it.
Do it.
Excellent.
All right. What are we doing next week? Do we know?
No.
Speaking of planning ahead, no, we have
no idea.
No idea.
No,
we should really apply a lot of this to this show.
We have a week to figure it out.
We do it to the cars, but not the show. It's because there's no entry fee to the show.
I think that's the charm of the show, though, isn't it? Not only do you not know what we're going to talk about, we don't either. So there you go.
For everyone.
We have a week to figure it out.
I do want to hear everyone who listens to this show find a means to tell us what the dumbest reason you didn't finish a Lemons race was.
All right.
There's going to be good ones.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of good ones.
There is probably stories some of us had heard, and other ones. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. I think we've all. I know Timmy and I. We were judging a race when like the team came over. Hey, can we do our tech time this time and this time? Yeah, sure. What's the problem? Car's not here. Do we know where the car is? No.
We've done that with you.
Been that guy, right?
We've done that with you.
Oh, that was yes. Yeah, true. Yes. Yeah, I got sick. Yes. I got sick in South Carolina. Yeah, didn't get that. That's the dumbest reason I didn't finish a Lemons race is because I got into an argument with an oil pressure gauge that I wasn't looking at because damn it, I'm smarter than the gauge.
Barber that we came down on Chris's birthday and you also weren't there for tech time and the car wasn't done.
No, I was there for tech time. The car was not done. It needed a bar in that. But that's not the dumbest reason we didn't finish a race.
No, far from it.
Okay, fine.
The gauge. The gauge is wrong.
Gauge is wrong. Gauge is wrong.
Gauge is never wrong.
It's never the fuel cap.
I don't care if I'm not.
Never wrong.
I don't care if I'm not in the car. Gauge is wrong.
Yep.
All right. On that note, I think we're done.
Yep.
All right, friends.
Thank you, friends, for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys.
It's race season.
Not yet.
Bye.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /V1O. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels.
I am which was got in the